No way.
What up guys, it is Justice here and welcome to episode number 6 of the Fight for Final Boss. And yes, there has been a title change. I just thought Fight for Final Boss sounds so much better than just RuneScape Final Boss Progress. So it is now Fight for Final Boss title, and I am progressing guys, I am getting there. The grind to max definitely distracted me and took my attention away from PVMing, but now my attention is solidly back on PVMing, especially after getting the Keras weapon and stuff, which I'll go into Kalphite Queen later. But I'm just going to start this episode by starting at the Chaos Elemental. Alright, so we're going to start things at the Chaos Elemental. You want to have summer pies within your inventory, and the reason for that is because once you heal up your life points with the pie dish stays in your inventory, and that's really important. You do not want to have an inventory space because the Chaos Elemental has a special attack where she will de-wield what you're wearing on your main hand weapon. Also, you want to try and group up to prevent any PKs taking you out, and you also want to be quick hopping worlds, preferably 2 to 3 worlds to make it efficient. Now moving on to the Kalphite Queen. As you can see, I'm wearing tier 90 armor rather than void. You want to be wearing tier 90 armor here due to the main fact of damage output. Accuracy does not matter here. Also, you want to be using the Keras weapon if you're soloing. If you're duoing, you don't really need to use it, but it helps so much. As you saw there, Danino just hit a 10k basic with the Keras weapon and Desert Amulet combination, and I will be making a Keras montage very soon, but it's lots of fun here. Not. It's extremely boring and it is quite tedious, so therefore you do want to be quick hopping, and to be honest it's probably best to solo it so you can just quick hop easily. If you have the Keras weapon, then it's gonna be so easy. I did manage to get lots of the drops as well, prominently due to wearing a Slayer helm, so again it's a preference to try and get a Slayer task whilst you're completing this boss monster. But again, it doesn't have to be boring. Go and get that Keras weapon and Desert Amulet and it will improve your gaming experience here. I mean, I hit a 9.1k there with normal Drygores, but that just kind of proves with the Keras and Desert Amulet, you're just going to be hitting 10k basics and up to 12k thresholds. Funny thing is, this is where I got the idea to actually go out and get the Keras weapon. Now moving on to the Pvm Sessions, and if you follow me on Twitch, over the past couple of weeks on Fridays, I've been doing Pvm Sessions on Friday nights with epic scapers, you guys, and it's been loads of fun. We managed to get a few kills at Virago. We then moved on to NEX over the 2 Fridays, probably got over 100 kills at NEX in masses. Virtus robe top there, I got myself a Pernix Cowl, and we managed to get a really nice coin share accumulation of splits. So we got 3 splits there on coinshare, Virtus Mask, Virtus Wand and Torva Boots, adding up to around 11 mil. I've then decided to get into some NEX soloing. The main reason why I never really attempted this was due to the banking, and historically, as you know, I'm quite slow at banking and I usually get distracted or end up procrastinating. So one of the reasons is if I died, for example, or after each kill you'd have to go and bank, I'd have to run through to Trollhelm, and it's just a pain, an absolute pain. So instead, now that I've got my max cape, I can easily use the teleport mechanism or the portal within the max guild to instantly teleport virtually right outside NEX's lair, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so moving on to my inventory and gear setup for NEX soloing. As you can see on the right hand side, I'm wearing Superior Elite Void, and of course I've got each set up for every single different type of kill, because if you're soloing and you're not tag teaming with a teammate, then you're going to have to keep switching between either mage and range for the entirety of the kill with a melee switch for the blood phase. So I'm wearing my max cape for the max guild teleports. I'm wearing Torva boots. You have to wear melee boots while soloing if you're ranging, because otherwise in the shadow phase NEX will become within melee distance of you and you will get absolutely raped with the bleeds. So make sure you have melee boots, and of course take Supreme Invigorate. In my eyes is the best aura to use here on NEX solo. I've got Scrimshaw of attack for when I'm using melee and blood phase, and I've got my Asylum Ring, and of course Ascension Bolts and Amulet of Souls. And I'm using the AOS because it's the best Tribrid amulet in game. Now if I go to my inventory, I've got Supreme Overload Flask, I've got Supreme Renewal, Anti-Poison, Adrenaline Pot, I've got my Void Helm switches, I've got my Ring of Vigor, Dual Ascensions, I've got an Enhanced Excalibur, which I like to use on Blood Phase for those extra heals when meleeing whilst in Zerk. I've got my Drygores, Restore Potions, Saradomin Brews, Attuned Portent of Restores, which you make from Rocktails and Incandescent Energy, Rocktail Soups, and some Unicorn Scrolls just in case my yak runs out and I need that extra food. That's why I've got a Unicorn Pouch within my Familiar preset, as you can see there, full of Saradomin Brews and Rocktail Soups, and again a few more attuned Portent of Restorations. So the main dilemma, the main issue which a lot of people will have with NEX soloing, like I did at the beginning, is the dreaded blood phase and having to have that correct DPS output. And sometimes your RNG just isn't there, but if you persevere, you will eventually always get it. You just got to be careful where you're standing, so you can definitely escape out when NEX targets or marks you for a blood sacrifice. Okay, so what I usually do is tag NEX after the shadow phase over here near the portal. I will Zerk on a Blood Reaver, hit a couple of abilities, tend to try and use Dismember if possible, which is the bleed effect, go right back onto NEX with an Assault straight off, with then Decimate or Severe again, use Escape once sacrificed, then after you've used Escape, go back into NEX with maybe Decimate and then Destroy. That's usually a nice figure, gets next to around 85k life points, and then essentially you just repeat that process, but of course you're not going to be able to Zerk on the second time round. Eventually, through perseverance, you will definitely succeed. If you feel like it's taking 3 or 4 siphons, it may do, just keep on going. If your RNG is good, it should just take 2 siphons. Now moving on to a highlight of my first NEX solo drop. Well, kinda. Oh no, I was going to say. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just telling you. Oh, you're fucking kidding me! Did that just happen? Oh my god, that just happened. No way, I've got to go and get it. Oh shit. Wow, I legit just did that. I'll take it. Oh, you fucking shit, that troll. No, that troll.
Go on.
The whole asphyxiate splashed the entire thing.
Go on. Drop.
Oh yes!
Nice.
Come on! No way. Legit. Yes, man. Woo! Yes.
Grats.
Oh my god, they're expensive as well. Holy crap.
Yeah,
It's 19 mil. Mate, yeah, all in all I've had so much fun at NEX soloing over the past literally just 2 days. I've been doing it and I've managed to get myself a Torva plate, kind of a solo drop anyway, but then I got my first, I suppose you could say, legit solo drop, which was Torva boots, right after becoming trolled by the previous kill where the other person within that world got Torva boots. So that was pretty ironic to actually get those, but had loads of fun here. Managed to actually get a couple of siphons or a couple of blood phases done just with mage. I actually don't mind using mage in the blood phases. It seems to work well for me anyway once the RNG is decent. And just to make things even more fantastic, over the past couple of days, whilst at NEXT I managed to achieve 50 million experience in the skill of magic, which is my most used combat style. Potentially this will be my first level 120 master cape. But had loads of fun here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm going to move on to now my boss kill counts and my progress there. So the boss I've done most of within this episode is the NEX boss monster, and I've got 178 KC now in NEX, and that's 133 more kills than I had on my last final boss episode, and the majority of those have been achieved within the week. So I suspect I will be doing plenty more NEX in the future, NEX soloing hopefully, and potentially increase my final loot tab. Another final loot tab progress video will probably be out after my next episode of Fight for Final Boss. So we'll see how that pans out. Virago, I've got 99 total kills, including the hard mode kills. So I'm literally one off from achieving 100 KC in Virago. NEX is creeping up slowly to the highest kill count which I have on a boss monster, which is Barrow's Rise of the Six. And I suspect NEX will be overtaking that due to me doing plenty more solos in the future. The insane version of the final boss title has been released within the past couple of weeks, and in order to get this upgraded version you have to get 100 kill count in all hard mode version of the bosses, whilst also obtaining all boss pets. Yes, I have the Vitalis pet, which is the rarest boss pet of them all, but realistically I don't think this title is within my grasp due to me wanting to create loads of different videos for you guys on my YouTube channel. My aim is to go for the red final boss title, and then in the process, if I'm lucky enough to obtain plenty of pets, then potentially the golden insane version will be within my grasp. It all depends on luck. Thank you for watching, guys. It's been great to finally get another final boss episode out to you guys and show some really good progress and some PVM highlights. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to hit that like button to support the series and myself on this channel. If you're a new viewer, great to have you here. You can subscribe by clicking on Virago's face in the bottom left hand corner. I will see you all on my next live stream or video. Good luck on your PVM trips.